Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today, we'll continue on the applications of Faraday's law, etc. on circuits. So we will learn about LC and LRC circuits, and later on about phasors. Okay. So let's start with an LC circuit. So a circuit that includes, this is a circuit that includes both an inductor and a capacitor. Okay. So as we have learned from before, inductors, ang ginagawa niya, we apply Faraday's law or Lenz's law and Lenz's law for inductors so that the inductor tries to oppose the change in the current. Okay? So for example, in this case, meron tayong current to the left. Okay? So this current will induce a self-induced EMF, with induce an EMF on the coil. Okay? So for example, if increasing yung current, right? We first point our thumb on the direction of the current. If increasing yung current, we stay that thumb, and then applying Lenz's law, we reverse. So at the next time, gagawin nung Lenz's law, sa Faraday's law, i-oppose niya yung change in that current. So ang mangyayari, babaliktad yung or mag-flip yung direction ng current. Now, kung ganyan na naman, tapos increasing, babaliktad ulit, tapos babaliktad ulit, etc. So, what inductor does actually is oscillate the circuit current direction. Okay? So now, this only applies if meron tayong current that is changing over time. Okay? Kung constant current or what we call direct currents, DC, wala kang change in current kasi constant nga siya, di ba? So, hindi mag-oscillate actually yung current doon. Hindi mag-flip yung current. But, if we have a current that is oscillating sinusoidally with time, okay? Kapag nag-oscillate sinusoidally yung current, then this current and as well as the charge will oscillate then. Okay? Kasi habang nag-oscillate tong current na to, nag-charge up to, pag napulo, mangyari, mag-flip naman yung current dito. So, yung mga charges, pupunta na naman pa ganun. Pag napuno na naman to, mag-flip na naman yung current, babalik na naman yung charge. So, nag-oscillate din yung direction ng flow ng current. Okay. The angular frequency of this oscillation is according to your wave mechanics, your physics 71, so 2 pi f. But in the context of an LC circuit, proportional lang to sa 1 over square root of LC. So if you know the capacitance and inductance, malalaman mo na kagad yung angular frequency ng oscillation. So this is what happens inside the LC circuit. Okay? So the current direction and the capacitor polarity keeps flipping. Right? So when the capacitor is fully charged, walang current. So siya yung magiging source. Right? Ito yung magiging source. Tapos, kung siya yung magiging source, may current ka na papunta doon, mag-i-induce ngayon to ng magnetic field hanggang sa mapuno yung charges sa kabila. Okay? When that happens, magdi-decrease ngayon yung amount of current dito, mag-flip naman yung current, so babaliktad na naman. Hanggang sa ma-fully charge yung kabila. So mag-flip ulit hanggang sa ma-fully charge yung kabilang side. So nag-flip yung direction ng current as well as the polarity of the capacitor. So when the capacitor is fully charged, walang current. Pag maximum na yung current, sabihin fully uncharged na yung capacitor. Okay? So if you want to derive yung omega, we can actually use Kirchhoff's law, yung loop rule. So here, meron lang tayong dalawang source of potential difference, yung potential difference across the capacitor, and the induced EMF, which is also a potential difference, across the inductor. So using Faraday's law, you can get yung self-induced EMF. From your definition ng capacitance, we can get your potential difference V sub C. Plug in natin, so we get this. But also remember that the current is defined as the amount of charge, the rate of change of charge over time. So dq dt lang yan. So plug in natin dito, we get d squared. Okay. So now we have this, which is a second order differential equation. But hindi naman natin ito si-solve kasi you need math 1-1, math 1-2, or something, or higher, to solve differential equations, as well as second order differential equation. But we can use some knowledge from your Physics 71 to solve this. So the LC circuit actually is analogous to a spring mass system. Okay, so recall sa spring mass, if you have a mass, tapos itry mong i-shift yung equilibrium ng mass, it will oscillate. So makita nyo yung direction of velocity, yung motion, nag-flip din, right? Just as the current in our LC circuit, nag-flip lang din yung direction ng current. Right? So medyo analogous sila. Right? And actually, same din yung form ng equation of motion. So equation of motion for the spring mass system, we have a second order differential equation. For the LC circuit, we have this, which is almost the same. Okay? At alam na natin yung solutions ng ganitong form. So it's just a cosine or sine. So a cosine omega t. Take the derivative, we get this, where omega is the angular frequency and is given by, for the case of spring mass system, square root of k over m. Okay? For LC, papalitan lang natin yung variables actually. Yung x, magiging charge, imbis na position, we are dealing with charges. Yung m, magiging L, inductance. Yung V, nakita natin kanina, para siyang current, siya yung nag-flip ng direction. So magiging current yung velocity. At yung spring constant is just 1 over capacitance. And we get the following. So this is our equation for the LC circuit. So ang solution is something like this. For the current and for the angular frequency. Okay? Now here, how you read wave equations or sine, cosine or cosine functions. Whatever is in here is the angular frequency. Whatever is here is the magnitude of the maximum. Okay? So kung ano naman yung coefficient, yun yung maximum. So if this is charge, then this is the maximum charge. For the current, itong naka-multiply, ito yung magnitude of the maximum current. Okay? Magnitude of the maximum charge, magnitude of the maximum current. So, ganun lang lagi magbasa ng wave forms. Okay. So, going back to LC circuit, we can still apply yung mga alam natin sa general wave mechanics for the oscillation frequency and for the period. Okay. So, hindi nyo kailangan memorize yan. Ang kailangan nyo lang tandaan is this. Okay? Kasi dapat alam nyo pa rin to from wave mechanics and this for from your 71. So yung capacitor charge, general equation, so cosine siya, ito yung maximum charge. For the current, ito siya, where the negative only says about the direction with respect sa sa charge. Okay. And the phase, yung phi, is some kind of initial phase and is determined by initial conditions. So if, for example, the capacitor is initially fully charged, the left-hand capacitor plate is fully charged, yes, then phi is 0. Bakit? Kasi ang cosine, anong itsura ng cosine function? Lahat mo yung cosine, dapat mag-start siya as sa taas, di ba? Yan yung cosine natin. So, if ito yung time, ito yung Q. Right? So, if at t equals 0, nag-start siya as maximum, yun, nag-start siya as maximum charge, then that means yung phi mo dapat 0 din. Dapat wala kang phase. So, kung nag-start siya as fully uncharged, which is nandito, ito yung Q equals 0. So, nag-start siya at some t or some phi na mayroong, ano yan, pi over 2. Right? Ang phi mo, ang phase mo ay pi over 2. Nag-start kasi siya dito. Kung hindi maximum charge. Okay? Kung nag-start siya as fully uncharged. So, pwedeng dyan, pwedeng dito, etc. Okay? So, sa exam, basahin nyo maigi. If it starts with maximum charge, phi equals 0. If it starts with no charge, pi over 2. Okay? Same with the circuit. So, ito yun actually. So, yan yung plot. Okay? Yan yung plot. You see, yung current naman natin, sine function, so dito siya. Bakit siya nag-start mag-dip? Kasi negative. So, una niyang gagawin is mag-minimum, tapos magma-maximum, and then mag-minimum. Okay? Yung magnitude ng maximum at minimum is just yung omega q. So, ito yung magnitude ng amplitude. Right? Same with the charge. Yan yung maximum at minimum. So, yan yung amplitude. Okay? So, remarks, yung LC circuit will undergo electric oscillation. So, a larger inductance would result to a lower oscillation. So, kung mataas yung inductance, right? So, bababa yung omega. Okay? So, the higher the inductance of your circuit, the less frequent mag-oscillate yung charge or yung current inside the circuit. Okay. Now, we see here dalawang dalawang field. Yung electric field across the capacitor and yung magnetic field induced in the inductor. Okay? So actually, what happens as the current and charge flows, the capacitor stores energy in its electric field, while the inductor stores energy in its magnetic field. Okay? And if you add those two energy, the total energy should be divided into both the electric and magnetic field energies. Okay. So may nasa-save dito, may nasa-save dito. Okay? So, some possible applications ng LC circuit actually ay most things na mga tinatap. RFID, bit card. So, lahat ng yan, may LC circuit dun sa loob ng card mo. May LC circuit din dun sa machine. So, saan ka nagtatap? So, ang mangyayari, pag nilapit mo yung card dun sa machine, magkakaroon ngayon ng mutual inductance between the two inductors. Magkakaroon ng mutual inductance between the two inductors. So, magkakaroon ka ngayon ng mutual inductance, tapos magkakaroon ng self-induced EMF for both circuits, sa card mo, saka dun sa machine. If parehas sila ng frequency, if nag-oscillate sila at the same frequency, nagkakaroon ka ng resonance, then mag-activate yung card mo. Mariread ngayon yung card mo. Saka lang babasahin yung information. So that's how RFID, beep cards work. Okay. So, kaya din tong LC circuit, closed circuit siya, possible na walang current, hindi mo siya i-connect sa kuryente, pero mag-activate siya once na ilapit mo siya on another coil kasi nga meron ka mutual inductance, which we have seen earlier. Right? So that's how, yun yung possible applications ng LC circuit. So these are also very important in our lives. Okay? So now let's discuss paano na-divide yung energy sa LC circuit. Okay? Let's bring back yung analogy natin from the spring mass system. Sa spring mass, may dalawa ka ring energy, right? Yung potential due to the motion of the mass, and yung kinetic due to the motion of the mass, and the potential which is stored elastically. Yun yung elastic potential energy. Right? So we have this for your spring mass system. Now for an LC circuit, we have two stored energies, yung electric field energy, saka yung magnetic field energy. So where the electric field stored, the energy stored in the electric field within the capacitor, tapos yung potential energy stored within the magnetic field na self-induced dun sa inductor. Okay. So, dapat yung total energy constant from your conservation of energy. Okay. So, the total energy in an LC circuit is always constant. And we can apply, of course, yung conservation of energy. Okay? So, for example, let's provide a concrete example. An LC circuit containing 80 millihenries inductor and 125 nanofarad oscillates with a current maximum of 0.75. Calculate the maximum charge, oscillation frequency, and the energy stored in the inductor after 2.5 seconds or milliseconds. Okay, so let's see. So we are given with the inductance, the capacitance, the maximum current, okay, and yung time. So at 2.5 milliseconds. Okay. So to find Qmax, actually, you can just use yung galing sa instantaneous current. Right? So yung sa instantaneous current, asa na yan? Here, so dapat ito yung Imax, right? But we know that Q here is the Qmax, the maximum Q. So yung maximum current dapat proportional to this or equal to this pala. That magnitude. So we can use that that information to solve for Qmax. So Imax is omega Qmax. Omega, angular frequency ng LC circuit, is just 1 over square root of LC. Okay? Since nasa baba siya dito, so akyat lang yung LC, plug in our values, and we get this. Okay? For the linear frequency of oscillation, we use omega equals 2 pi f. Plug in our values, and we get this hertz. So medyo plug and play na lang. Right? Now, after 2.5 milliseconds, if the capacitor charge is initially maximum, what is the charge in the inductor? In the magnetic field. It's the charge in the magnetic field. So UL, hinahanap lang. So 1/2 Li squared. Okay? So alam natin yung L, kailangan lang man natin malaman ano yung I at 2.5 milliseconds. So we plug in dun sa, we use yung instantaneous current. So we already know yung Imax. We already know what is omega. And T is 2.5. Plug in our values and we get this. Okay? Another example, analysis circuit with angular frequency starts off with a zero current and charge Q. What is the current when the charge is Q over root 2? So here, alam natin yung mga initial current is 0, initial charge ay Q, final charge ay Q over root 2. Ano yung final current? So we can use conservation of energy kasi nga meron tayong mga initial and final. So II, so this is just 0, so mawawala to. Ano pa? Mawawala yan. We have here 1/2 Q squared over C. Nilag in naman niya ata. Let's see. Diniretso niya. Okay. We have here, so this is 0. Zero. Ano ba yan? Ba't tayo mag... Tapos, this is 1/2 Q squared over C. This is 1/2 LIF squared. So, hinahanap natin yung IF. Plus 1/2 Q squared over C. So, 1/2 this squared. So, yan ay Q squared over 2C. Okay? So, makita nyo, lahat sila may factor na 1/2. So, magka-cancel lang lahat ng factors ng 1/2. Okay? So, we are left with, ano matitira? We are left with Q squared over C. So, try natin i-erase na lang yung mga 1/2. So, lahat sila may 1/2. So, mawawala yan. So, we are left with this. Tapos, hinahanap natin is just IF. Okay? So, we can multiply everything by 2C. So, if we do that, we multiply everything by 2C para mawala lang yung denominator. Okay? So, may E1 dito will be 2CQ squared. Hindi, joke lang. Wala pala yung C. 2Q squared. Kasi magka-cancel to. Equals, meron kang 2C LIF squared. Okay. Plus 2C, magka-cancel lang din dito. Q squared. Okay. So, yung Q squared na to, pupunta sa kabila. Q squared pupunta sa kabila. Magiging 2Q squared minus Q squared. Okay. So, ito pupunta sa kabila. So, meron ka na lang Q squared equals 2 LC IF squared. Okay. Or IF squared. So, yung 2LC bababa. So, pwede nating ibaba na yung 2LC dito. Okay. We're left with that. And then, take the square root. So, if you now take the square root, so, mangyayari, take the square root, we are left with IF equals Q over square root of 2 LC, square root of LC. But square root of LC, 1 over square root of LC is just your omega. So that's just your omega sa taas. Mawawala na to. Meron ka lang Q omega over square root of 2. So dun galing yung ito. Okay? So dun galing yung omega Q over square root of 2. Okay? So algebra lang yan. Algebra lang. Okay? So some notes, LC circuit is just ideal kasi we assume that there is no resistance. So kung walang resistance, yung lahat ng measure natin na current, voltage, charge, ideal yon. So exact sila. Okay? But in reality, yung mga wires na ginagamit natin sa LC circuit, even the conductor or the capacitor itself or the inductor itself, may resistance naman sila. So, let's now try to add yung effect ng resistance na yon. Okay? So, ano ba yung analog ng resistance dun sa spring mass system? So, remember, resistors, so they resist, di ba? Ang function ng resistor is to resist the current. Okay? Ang function ng capacitor is to store charge. Ang function ng inductor is to flip the direction or to oppose the change in current. Okay? So, kung ang resistor, gusto niyang i-oppose yung current, stop yung current, or stop yung motion of charges. As recall, current is proportional to the change in charges. Okay? So, sa spring mass, ano kaya yung nag-i-stop ng motion? Ano yung nag-o-oppose ng motion? Yun yung friction, di ba? So, kung may friction, ma-oppose yung motion nung mass. So, ganun din yung ginagawa ng resistor. So, kung may resistor, may current na pag ganun, ang ginagawa ng resistor, ino-oppose niya ngayon yung motion na yon. Ino-oppose niya yung velocity na yon. Okay. So, that's why, when we add resistors, meron kang energy dissipated. Okay. and converted most usually to heat. Okay? So same with sa spring mass system, kapag may friction, diba? Kung may friction like this, may frictional force, nag-heat up yung ilalim, di ba? Nag-heat up yung place of contact. So ganun din dito. Kapag may resistor, nag-heat up actually yung wires or pati yung resistor kasi so yung mga energy, yung motion ng charge, imbis na na-store dun sa U sub C at U sub L, nako-convert into heat. So, ganun din dito. Nako-convert din into heat due to friction. So, that is your energy dissipated. Na-dissipate kasi hindi mo na siya magagamit. Okay. So, now let's analyze LRC series circuits. So, with the addition of the resistor, ito na siya. Okay. Okay. So, let's consider muna yung charge or yung capacitor pala, yung capacitor connected in this way. So, in this circuit, in the left figure, so yung charge, ay yung capacitor, siya yung connected sa EMF, sa source. Okay. Connected sa voltage source. Okay. So, let's first consider that. Okay. So, when this switch is closed, ito ngayon yung circuit natin. Okay? Ito yung closed circuit. So, ngayon, nag-charge up yung capacitor. Okay? When the capacitor is fully charged, we turn on the switch. So that ito na yung magiging circuit natin. And this is now itong nasa kanan. Okay? So that is your circuit on the right. So here in this case, we consider an LRC series circuit with a fully charged capacitor. So charge up natin siya beforehand. Okay? So what happens? So initial charge is maximum CV. Using Kirchhoff's loop rule, meron na tayong tatlong source of voltage difference. But we can use Ohm's law for VR, Faraday's law for E sub L, and then yung definition natin ng capacitance for V sub C. Plug in our values, and then plug in yung definition ng current, which is dq dt, dividing by L, and we get this, which is another second order differential equation. Right? So again, you need math, higher math to do that. So bibigyan na lang namin yung solutions. Now, if tanggalin natin yung resistor, kung walang resistor, babalik lang tayo dun sa LC series na, LC circuit natin. Right? Pero kung may resistor, what happens is this solution. So similar with the friction, with the addition of friction, nagkakaroon ka ng exponential sa solution, which is a damping factor. Okay? So yung resistor, and as well as friction, ang effect niya is damping in the circuit. Okay? So here, if we compare dun sa general form ng charge, we see that the angular frequency is that whole thing, yung malaking yan. And then we have an exponential decay as our damping factor. So for damp oscillations, so mayroon tayong 3 cases. Underdamp kapag we have real solutions for this. So meaning, this angular frequency is greater than 0. So, para maging greater than 0 yan, para maging real yung solution, dapat greater than din yun nandito. Tama? Dapat positive, yun nasa loob, which means 1 over LC is greater than R squared over 4L squared. Okay? Lipat-lipat natin yung values. We get 4L squared. Lipat natin sa taas. Over LC greater than R squared. Tama. Magkakancel yung isang L. So we get 4L over C is greater than R squared. Or this. Or binaliktad lang. So for an underdamped solution, oscillation, we have this case. Or that condition. Critically damped, kapag naman equal to 0 yung nasa loob. Right? So equal to 0 kapag equal yung dalawa. Diba? Overdamp, kapag naman imaginary yung solutions. So magiging imaginary yung solution if we have this. If the R squared is greater than 1 over LC blah blah blah. Okay? Kasi doon lang magiging negative yung nasa loob ng square root. Okay? So in general, pag underdamped circuit, meron kang oscillation, meron kang positive omega. Tama? So we need small resistance, very small R. Okay. Magiging critically damped for some large resistance. So in this case, wala nang oscillation. And then overdamped naman for very, very large resistance. Okay. Wala ring oscillation. So para magkaroon ng oscillation, kung gusto mo ng oscillation sa circuit, you use small resistance. Okay. For example, consider an LRC. What will happen to the frequency of oscillation of the capacitor's charge if the resistance is slowly increased? Assume that underdamped sa buong process. Okay. So in the underdamped situation, we have this, right? If the resistance is slowly increased, kapag resistance is slowly increased, ano mangyayari? Yung underdamped will approach a critically damped. Right? At some point, magi-equal to. Right? At some point, magi-equal to. So, yung frequency mo, bababa. Okay? Bakit siya bababa? Kasi, if, again, tataas, so as underdamped, slowly increase, at some point, magi-equalize to. Which is this one. Kapag nag-equal yon, meaning yung omega mo, mag-zero. So, ganun din dito. If the resistance is increased, right, at some point, mag-equalize to, so yung omega prime mo, approaches 0. So, liliit yung omega prime. Okay. So, here, frequency becomes smaller. Okay. Another example, we have a resistor. And then, initially, the capacitor has a charge. Okay. Which of the following values for inductance and capacitance will the charge on the capacitor not oscillate? So, kung gusto mo yung non-oscillatory solutions, i-check lang natin each combination. Apply natin dun sa conditions natin. So, hindi lang siya mag-oscillate kung critically damped and kung overdamp. So let's see. So ano yung R? That is 2 ohms, so 2 squared sa kabila. And then let's plug in each of the values. So 3/6. So in that case, 4 is greater than 2. So this case satisfies the overdamp, right? So here, no oscillation. For B, we have this condition, but this satisfies underdamp. So this is oscillatory. Yung pair naman ng C, sakto, if 4 equals 4, this satisfies the critically damped condition. Okay. So, we have ito. Okay. So, dalawa yung sagot para maging non-oscillatory yung charge. Okay. So, ito na yung sinasabi natin kanina. For direct currents, the direction of current does not change. So, if initially ganyan yung direction ng current, then ganyan pa rin after some time. So, in these cases, mas madaling i-apply yung Kirchhoff's rules, especially yung junction rule, right? Kasi, kailangan mo sa junction rule yung direction ng current, di ba? So, yeah. Ngayon, for alternating current, the current oscillates back and forth. So, pwedeng to the right at some time, nagiging to the left. Kasi nga, mayroon kang mga inductor, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, ito naman, for the source. Kung ang source mo, constant yung I, edi ganyan lang palagi. Pag ang source mo, nagbabago yung current, changing yung current over time, then it could flip. Okay? So, any device that supplies sinusoidal varying voltage or current is an AC source. So, we note for yung lowercase letters, yun yung mga instantaneous values. Yung uppercase, yun yung maximum values or amplitudes. Okay? So, ano ba yung types ng alternating current source or AC source? So, we have 4 examples here, pero marami pang iba. So, pwedeng sinusoidal, square or pulse, we call it pulse, sawtooth or triangle waveform, and audio waveforms or any other combinations of sines and cosines. Okay. So, dyan galing actually yung band na AC/DC. So, AC/DC, yan ibig sabihin, alternating current, direct current. Hindi ko alam bakit. Tanungin nyo sila. Anyway, those are some examples of AC sources. Symbol. So, ginagamit yung parang sine function. Okay. Now, usually, may kita mo sa circuit diagrams, may positive, may negative. So, kapag ganito yung nasa circuit diagram, ibig sabihin niya lang yan, nag-start yung source as, yung voltage as 0, then nag-maximum, then nag-minimum, then nag-0 ulit. Okay? So, nag-start siya as peaking. Magpipeak yung voltage. Okay? Kapag ganito, walang sign, ibig sabihin it starts at either here or here. Or actually here. Actually, hindi pala. It starts here. Okay? So, voltage equals 0. Okay? Kapag naman negative voltage, so kapag may ganito ang sign, ibig sabihin lang nito, nandun ka sa side na to. So, dito ka nag-start. Magdidip muna siya. Okay? So, actually, yung ano lang dyan, kung nasan yung plus, doon ka mag-draw ng line. So, dito, mag-start siya mag-peak. Ito, kung nasan yung plus, doon ka mag-draw ng line. Ito, mag-start siya as dip. So, yun lang. Okay? Now, since ang voltages and currents natin changing in time, so it's good to track whether how do they behave with respect to each other. Especially kung marami tayong components. So actually, kung may LRC series ka, tapos may AC source, merong mga components na magpipick muna bago yung other components. So to visualize paano nag-change over time tong mga components na to, we usually plot or depict them in using phasor diagrams. Okay. So phasors are rotating vector diagrams used to represent the sinusoidal change in the voltage and current. So yung diagrams na to contains vectors that rotates in time. Okay? And each rotating vectors are called phasors. So this is how you read a phasor. So for example, we have a phasor for the instantaneous current or for the current. So ito yung instantaneous current natin. Yung amplitude, so yung amplitude, this I, siya yung magdedetermine ng length na to, length ng vector mo or ng phasor. Okay? Bakit ba? Okay? Now, yung omega t, yung frequency, siya yung magdedetermine ng angle kung nasaan yung vectors. Okay? Yung magdedetermine ng angle. Okay? Ang positive direction is counterclockwise. Tama ba? Tama, counterclockwise. So yung vectors over time as t increases, yung vector mo will rotate counterclockwise. Okay? Rotate siya counterclockwise. Now, if i-project mo, syempre this is cosine, di ba? So cosine. If i-project mo siya sa axis, sa x-axis, makukuha mo ngayon yung length or yung value ng instantaneous current. Okay? Okay. So that's how you read your phasor. So the length of the phasor equals the maximum current I. Okay? The phasor rotates counterclockwise with an angular velocity or angular frequency of omega. And the projection of the phasor onto the horizontal axis is your instantaneous value. Okay? So here we can represent yung current and voltage through each component and of course, dun din sa buong circuit. So in this phasor diagram, the current is represented by a phasor rotating counterclockwise. Okay? So that's how you read phasor diagrams. Okay. So bakit counterclockwise? Kasi if kunin mo yung one axis ng rotation, you will get this, yung function of time. Okay? So you will we will recover yung sinusoidal waveform. Okay? Now, some notes, phasors are not really physical quantity. So these are just used to visualize. Sino yung nauna? Si current ba? Si voltage ng capacitor? Si voltage ng inductor? Voltage ng resistor? Or yung voltage ng buong circuit? So, pwede mo rin ma-compare with respect sa buong circuit saka yung each component. Okay? So, for example, the figure below shows 4 different current phasors with the same angular frequency of omega. So again, omega is always rotating counterclockwise. Okay. So from the diagram, which phasor corresponds to the following? So to determine kung ano yung positive and negative current, so tandaan lang natin, yung x-axis sa phasor diagram corresponds to the current. So sabihin natin I. So yan yung current axis natin. So anything na nandito ay positive, anything na nasa kabila ay negative, at anything na nandito ay 0. Okay? So 0 yon. So, kung hinahanap natin ay positive current, dalawa na lang yung choices natin, either A or D. Right? Either A or D. Now, to determine which becomes more positive, alamin nyo lang yung rotation. So again, phasors rotate counterclockwise. So kung counterclockwise yung rotation, this phasor rotates like that. This phasor rotates like this. So which is a positive current that is becoming more positive? So that will be phasor D. Kasi we have a positive current, so currently positive siya. And as it rotates, mas nagiging positive pa siya because it's moving towards the positive I. Okay? Now, for a positive current that is decreasing towards 0, so that will be your phasor A naman. Okay? Phasor A naman. Kasi nga, this rotates to the 0, to the I equals 0 line. Okay? Negative current becoming more negative. So, dalawa lang negative current natin, which is B and C. Ano yung nagiging more negative? That will be phasor B. Because as this rotates, mapupunta siya sa minus I. Na yung vector C, as it rotates, again, mapupunta siya sa I equals 0. So that is your negative current decreasing in magnitude toward 0. Okay, so that's how you read phasor diagrams. Okay, so we'll end here. The next lecture will cover how to apply phasor diagrams in LRC circuits, and as well, the last topic, which is about transformers. Okay. So please recall or review this. So yung LRC. So what we've learned is kung may LC or LRC series, basta may L, magkakaroon ka ng omega, which can be 1 over root LC for the LC series circuit. Tapos kung LRC naman, meron tayo nung yung malaki. Meron kang 1 over LC minus 4 R squared, R squared over 4L squared. And this will introduce a damping dun sa oscillation. So kung ano man yung sign ng nasa loob, pwedeng greater than, less than, or equal, that will tell you the damping type of the oscillation. Okay? So that's all for now. And see you on the next lecture. Thank you.